This is a white blob. But this is a SEGA Dreamcast. So, released in 1998 in Japan, 99 everywhere else, the SEGA Dreamcast was the last system made by SEGA, and although it didn't do well, it only sold about 10 million units in its about year and a half, 2-year lifespan. This is a great system. It had tons of awesome games, and games are still being made for it. So, as you can see, it looks like something out of a dream. It has it's really cool style to it, the big arch on the front, the wave shapes, how it kind of indents on the top, and I like that logo. I don't know what it is about it, but it looks pretty cool. On the front, let's look on the front. I forgot to mention, it is a very small system, as you can see, but it's also a very heavy system. Got the SEGA logo on the front, 4 controller ports, very nifty. Compatible with Windows CE, so the games were actually written in Windows, which made it awesome for developers. You got the light that indicates that it is on, and it's nice and big. That's also really cool. It's nice and big. A lot of them make it just absolutely tiny. And then this thing right here, I don't know what it does, but it just looks cool. Got the power button, the button that opens the door for the discs. I'm glad they stuck with a door and not a tray, because the trays seem to break easily. Got a very noisy fan on the side, and right here, this is actually something that was very cool at the time. This is one of the first systems to have a built-in modem, and on the back, there it is, and you could actually take it out. Now the issue is that it was dial-up, and you know, immediately after the system was released, dial-up became outdated, and broadband was the biggest thing. They made a broadband adapter for this, but it is extremely hard to find, and they usually go for about $100 to $200. And I don't think there's any third-party modems out there. Got another vent right here. That's AV out, serial, and then the power. The power is standard, which is awesome. So, because the power supply is actually built in this thing. I'm not even kidding. This tiny little unit has the power supply built in it, and the power cable is just completely standard, which is nice. And on the bottom, nothing really too exciting, just the bottom of the system. That's just the system itself. It also has a controller. This is the SEGA Dreamcast controller, and it too looks like something out of a dream. It's got this big circle in the middle, and it looks really awkward, but it actually fits in your hand really nicely. It has analog triggers, which is very cool. And this is actually, believe it or not, this is the memory card. This is a VMU. The memory card is so cool that it has a D-pad and AB button, and people make games for this. They released a Tamagotchi game, but people actually develop games just for the memory card. That's how cool the SEGA Dreamcast is. And there's also a rumble pack, if you want your controller to rumble for you. And yeah, it's overall very nice controller. This D-pad isn't fantastic, but same with the analog stick. It slips off, but they're both definitely usable. Start button and the other buttons feel nice. And yeah, that's the SEGA Dreamcast. It didn't have a long lifespan, but it has at the moment about 700 games released for it. And they are still making games for the SEGA Dreamcast. That's how awesome this system is. People are still making games for it. And, you know, unfortunately, PS2 came in. Everything the Dreamcast had just looked outdated. It was still using CDs. And, you know, that's unfortunate. But Dreamcast, again, really recommend checking out this system. Tons of awesome games. A complete Dreamcast with, you know, memory card and everything will usually cost you around $30 or under. So, yeah, extremely undervalued system, and extremely awesome system, and, you know, many people consider it to be one of the best ever made. So, thanks for watching.